Marcus Aurelius Stoic wisdom that will change your life. Meditations for modern times. Imagine waking up in the morning. The world outside is still chaotic. People rushing, stressed, competing, reacting. But you're different. You take a deep breath and remain calm, like a rock in the storm. That's not luck. It's a choice, a way of living that has existed for thousands of years. And Marcus Aurelius was one of its greatest masters. Marcus Aurelius wasn't just a Roman emperor. He was a warrior, a leader, a man who faced pain, loss, betrayal, and above all, a philosopher. In his book Meditations, he didn't write to teach others. He wrote to himself. These words are a dialogue between him and his own mind, between reason and emotion, between ego and truth. And today, you'll hear those words, not as a history lesson, but as a guide for your own life. Don't waste your time complaining about the world. Marcus wrote, "You always have the power to have no opinion. When someone offends you, you don't have to react. When life goes against you, you don't have to get angry. You always have the power to choose silence, to remain unmoved by the emotional storms of others. That is real strength. You cannot control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond." Marcus reminded himself, if something external causes you pain, it's not the thing itself, but your judgment of it, and you can erase that judgment. The world owes you nothing. No one is obligated to treat you fairly, to understand you, or to love you. But still, you can live with kindness, integrity, and courage, simply because that is the best part of your nature. Remember, everything is temporary. Fame fades, wealth changes hands, the body grows old, but the soul, if trained properly, becomes stronger and freer. Marcus wrote, "You have the power to make your life a masterpiece, not by controlling the world, but by mastering yourself." When you wake up in the morning, don't ask, "What will I get today?" Ask, "What can I give?" Stoicism doesn't teach you to run from the world. It teaches you to step into it with calm, without fear, and without dependence. You'll meet selfish people, cruel people, envious people. But as Marcus wrote, when you brush against a thorn, you don't blame the thorn. So why blame people for acting according to their nature? Instead of letting them drag you down, rise above. Instead of reacting, observe. Instead of judging, understand. And instead of trying to change others, focus on changing yourself. No one can take your inner freedom unless you give it away. No one can truly offend you unless you allow it. And no one decides how you live but you. Marcus lived through war, plague, rebellion, yet he still wrote, "Though the world is in turmoil, you can keep your soul from being disturbed." He didn't run from difficulty. He faced it with reason as his light. Live each day as if it were a complete life, because the truth is, you don't know how much time you have left. Each morning you wake up is another chance to do what is right, to live honestly, to become the person you were meant to be. Don't wait for the perfect conditions. Don't wait for others to understand you, support you, or apologize. Peace doesn't exist out there. It lives in how you speak to yourself. And when you feel lost, remember Marcus's words. Look within. There lies the fountain of good, and it will never dry up. Walk quietly, without needing praise. Live deeply, without needing attention. And reflect, not to escape, but to act with clarity and strength. There is something extraordinary about the way Marcus Aurelius saw the world, not as a place to conquer, but as a place to align with. He didn't seek comfort. He sought clarity. He didn't chase happiness. He pursued virtue. He believed that every difficulty, every loss, every insult, every failure was a test of your character, not punishment, not misfortune, but opportunity. He wrote, "What stands in the way becomes the way. Not a wall to fear, but a path to follow." And isn't that what we forget in modern life? We rush, we compare, we seek approval, and in doing so, we forget that the calmest minds are the strongest ones. You don't have to win every argument. You don't have to fix every injustice. You don't even have to be understood by everyone. You only have to be true to what is right and to who you are. Be strict with yourself, gentle with others. Marcus lived by this. He held himself to a higher standard, but didn't impose it on those around him. Because wisdom doesn't shout. It listens. It observes. It waits. When people offend you, don't take it personally. When plans fail, don't collapse. When the world is unfair, don't become bitter. These things, they are not new. They have always existed. The Stoics faced them too, and yet they still found peace because they chose their response. Ask yourself, what depends on me? Not what others think, not what fate decides, but what you choose to do with your own mind. That is your domain. That is your kingdom. Marcus knew this well. Amidst political chaos, betrayal, illness, he reminded himself daily, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. So if your thoughts are clear, your life will be clear. If your thoughts are noble, your actions will follow. You don't need more. You need less. Less distraction, less noise, less attachment to things you can't control. The Stoic path is not about giving things up. It's about seeing what truly matters. It's not about suppressing emotions, but seeing them for what they are. Visitors, not rulers. There will be moments you feel weak, moments you doubt your path, moments you ask, why me? And that's when Marcus speaks across centuries to remind you, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. You are not a slave to moods. You are not a puppet of circumstance. You are not what happened to you. You are what you choose to become. So choose well. Speak less. Reflect more. Act with honor. Let go of what's not yours to carry. And most of all, live deliberately. Don't just exist. Don't just react. Don't just wait for peace to come from outside. Make peace with yourself, and the world will no longer control you. This is the quiet revolution Marcus Aurelius lived by, and it's available to you in every breath, in every choice, in this very moment. So in the end, what does Marcus Aurelius truly teach us? That life is not meant to be perfect. It's meant to be lived with purpose. That control is not about bending the world to your will, but about shaping your own response, moment by moment. That peace does not arrive when everything calms down. It arrives when you calm down, regardless of the storm around you. We spend so much of our lives chasing approval, success, status, answers. But the most powerful shift happens when we pause. And remember, the only thing we ever truly own is our mind. And if we can govern it with wisdom, with reason, with stillness, then nothing outside can enslave us. Marcus didn't write grand speeches. He wrote reminders to be humble, to be just, to be disciplined, to be kind. He reminded himself, and now he reminds us, that the highest power is not found in titles or riches, but in choosing what is right, even when no one is watching. So let these meditations stay with you, not as lofty ideals, but as daily practices. When you're tested, be calm. When you're tired, be steady. When you're hurt, be noble. And when you don't know what to do, return to your reason, your principles, your center. You don't need to become a philosopher. You just need to become more yourself, the version of you that's guided not by fear or desire, but by clarity, purpose, and virtue. This is the legacy of Marcus Aurelius, and it lives on, not in monuments of marble, but in the quiet strength of anyone who chooses to master themselves that someone can be you.